What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Man Card Podcast, where we like to start off our podcast with a lovely quote of the week. And I'm telling you, this one, it's a catchy one. It's good. It's really good. But Noah's got the voice for it. So Noah, please give it to me.
Jones barbecue and foot massage. KFC.
Hit it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your favorite podcast, my favorite podcast, and Noah's favorite podcast, Man Card Podcast. Today's a slightly different episode. We are going to have more fun than our normal talks. If you thought all the other talks were entertaining, prepare to be amazed.
Yeah, we're about to embark on a journey that is crazy stories. Now, hold on.
About exes.
It's about exes, but it's not about girls' exes.
It's about guys' exes.
It's about guys' exes.
Because it wouldn't be fun if it was the other way. The other way, the guy just gets jealous, throws a rampage, punches a hole in the wall, end of story. Y'all girls are nuts, though.
Yeah, I found some crazy stories online, so we'll see if we can impress each other or try to outdo each other. Because
right.
I don't know what yours are.
You know one of mine.
I know one of yours.
Yeah.
I don't know any more than
any
that
of
one.
yours.
You don't know any of mine. Because as much as I told you to prep, you did not read the article.
And I'm going to win this.
So, okay, here we go. All right, you want to start? You want me to start?
So let's just go over how we're going to do this. So we're going to go ahead. We found these stories online for the most part. I have one personal one. I don't know if Noah has any personal ones. It's not even my personal. It's a friend. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to read these off, and we're just going to talk about them. We're going to laugh. We're going to,
If they're some of them are longer than others.
Yeah.
One of mine is really short and just kind of funny. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Now, granted, let's just asterisk this whole podcast. We are not claiming that any of these are guaranteed 100% authentic. Yeah. We literally just found these online, so do not hold us to dead to rights. These might not actually be real, but we're gonna act like they are. We're gonna act like they are for the time that you are listening to this podcast.
What's the thing before a TV show or movie that tells you how there's nudity, there's vulgar, whatever? There's all of that in these stories.
Yes,
potentially. So if you are sensitive to the ears, you're warning right now.
Yeah, so tune out if you can't handle it. You got a weak stomach, tune out. All right, rock, paper, scissors to start?
All right.
Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Let's go.
Okay,
all right.
Kick us off.
I'm just going to kick us off with the one that we thought was absolutely hilarious, and let's just get a chuckle out of the crowd. So the title of this one is, I'm going to fucking murder you. All right. So 2 years after I ended things, she attempted to contact me again. Frankly, I wasn't having it. After a few failed attempts, she sent me another message that said, "You better find your God now because I am going to fucking murder you."
It's still funny.
Sucks because I should have held off because it was funny the first time. After reading it back again, it's just, but it's still funny.
It's still pretty good, dude. It's still pretty good.
It must have been one of those things that he, babe, it's not you, it's me. I gotta find myself. I want to be more faithful, or I want to be a more religious guy for you. But you better find your God because your life's coming to an end.
A very swift end.
Very quick.
Hopefully it wasn't elongated death for him. Brother, if you're out there, hope you're doing well.
Hope you
if
found
not,
God.
Yeah, if not, hope you're resting in pieces. Okay, so here's mine. And the title of mine is, He Got That Wrong. All right.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. This is quote. Here we go. Quote. My ex stabbed me with scissors when I got home one night. She insisted that since I didn't answer her calls, that I was cheating on her. I was not. Scissors went 3 inches into my gut. In a daze of confusion, I wrestled her to the floor to attempt to stop her attack. I woke up 4 days later to learn her brother, who, while I was trying to subdue her, thought I was attacking her, hit me in the head with a cast iron skillet.
What? Okay, so hold on. This so it wasn't a dream.
No.
Okay, first and foremost, girls. Sometimes guys are crazy too. Okay, it goes both ways. So she thought he was cheating because he didn't respond to a call
Or her text or whatever.
Have you ever heard of the girls getting pissed off at like waking up mad at their boyfriend because they cheated on them in their dream.
Yes.
How dare they?
Yes, it happens more often than you think.
You just look over, you slime. That was my mother. It's my sister.
Yeah, so basically, just if you missed the story or didn't get it, the guy came home. She stabbed him with scissors because, she thought he was cheating. So he wrestled her to the ground to get her to stop. So I guess he was bleeding out so much that he passed out, went to the hospital, woke up 4 days later, and her brother, his girlfriend's brother.
No, I don't think he passed out for the blood. I think he passed out because he got his head beat.
Oh, I get it.
I get it. His head.
Yeah. So he woke up 4 days later in the hospital because her brother hit him in the head with a cast iron skillet. Yeah. So that's why he was in the hospital.
That's a good brother right there.
Yeah, I guess. Extent. To an extent. I guess it was based on a lie, but, to each their own. All right, what's your next one?
All right. This one's titled Fake STDs Are the Best STDs.
Oh, gosh. Oh, no.
Dated casually for a few weeks. Decided she wasn't for me, so I called it off. I get a call a week later saying that she gave me gonorrhea and that I needed to go to the doctor right away so I could get a thing put down Mr. P-hole. So I guess if you're getting tested for gonorrhea, you got to have something shoved up there because it's an exit, not an entrance, so therefore it is painful. Ow. Results come back, I'm clean. It comes back to me that she just wanted revenge for me breaking up with her. She was going to tell me that she was pregnant and make me pay for the abortion, but she was talked out of it by her best friend. I would have much rather paid the money.
Oh my gosh, that's nuts.
That's cruel.
Wow.
Have you heard of that? Getting the iron, it's like a camera that gets shoved.
Oh, it's like a catheter?
Yes, it's exactly that. Up
the pee-pee hole.
Yeah, as this one says,
urethra.
Mr. P-hole.
Mr. P-hole. It's a good name. Good name for it.
That is crazy.
I like to refer to mine as Mrs. P-hole, actually.
I'm not going to lie, though. That's a great way to get revenge.
Is it?
I think so.
What would you do? What would you do to get revenge?
If I want to get revenge over someone that, really did me wrong?
Yeah. Put yourself on blast.
Okay, gosh. I would fucking murder. I'm just kidding.
Okay. While you think about that, I'm going to say my next one.
Go on.
Right. The title of this one is Maybe She Needed Validation? All right, here we go. Quote, this girl who works at my mom's work, their servers, always tells my mom she's going to marry me and thinks I'm cute. It wasn't big at first, but it got out of control for a little bit there. Commenting hearts and inappropriate remarks on my posts my mom made with me tagged in it. She finally followed me on Instagram and liked every one of my 700 posts. And here comes the worst part. She started messaging me through Instagram, and I didn't reply once. But she begins having a conversation with herself, with me, in my inbox. Like asking questions and answering them for herself, and replying as if I said something, and saying things like, I heard from your mom that you're going through a rough time, and opens up to me about her past, which is a long and inappropriate thing to send to somebody who hasn't even replied. This is among many other creepy things she's done to me. We need to know what those are. She doesn't bother me anymore, though. Just the occasional like on a picture.
I have seen something like this before, but the guy was doing it as a pickup line, and he did it to be funny. He sent a pickup line to a girl on Tinder, and then he started having a conversation with himself, saying, because she didn't reply, and he's like, so he made up a reply for her, and then he started going in like, oh, when do you want me to pick you up? She says, oh, how about 7? He's like, 7's great. Are you going to wear that beautiful red dress I bought you? And, yeah. Does it make me look fat? No, babe, you're perfect. I'll pick you up at 7. Can't wait. Kind of thing.
And then she chimes in. She's like,
then she jumped in. She's like,
see you at 7.
See you at 7. Yeah.
Okay. That's
good.
pretty creative. I guess if you do it tastefully and not in this context where apparently she had like worked up in her mind this reality of them together, then that gets a little creepy.
So one thing I've noticed, because I watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette, big fan.
All right.
Recently they're talking a lot about these girls are getting kind of deep into the process, and they're getting sent home, so they're devastated. Like, oh my gosh, that was the guy of my life. I've known him for like 2 weeks, but I was in love. Whatever. But they talk a lot about, they start picturing like a future with this person. They start picturing that reality, and so that's what they get upset about. They go on one romantic date in a helicopter and go skydiving and, have a dinner on a yacht. And then they start picturing, this is what my life could be like if, I was with him. So I get for whatever reason, that just reminds me that the girls just get visual. So
Interesting.
it starts opening up. And
Oh, like
start,
with your with their mind.
Yeah, they just start thinking of a reality and just. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
Okay. All right. Do you want to do yours?
All right. Gosh, I feel like mine are jokes. Yours are actually stories.
That's okay. You didn't prepare, so that's fine.
That's fine. So this one is called "I'm gonna run you over, but you sexy."
I kind of like yours. I like yours.
They're funny.
Mine get like weirdly serious.
Yours are like real stories.
Yeah.
Ex-girlfriend tried to hit me with her car, chased me down an alley in which a fence was too high to jump. Wait, hold on. Let me start over. I can't read. Okay. Ex-girlfriend tried to hit me with her car, chased me down an alley in which a fence too high to jump was on one side and the condos on the other. Proceeded to call me the next day at work to tell me that I looked like a sexy cheetah running away from her car. That's screwed up.
What? That's nuts.
That is messed.
So I guess she has like a she has like a thing for like
chasing people with her car.
Predator prey, kind of like.
Oh, so like role play in
like
that.
Role play, yeah.
You can be the little gazelle, and I'll be the hungry lion.
The hungry lion in my V8 turbo. Oh, that's a little.
Oh man.
Little sketchy.
Oh.
Okay. So, all right, let me read this one. All right, this title is just Jeez. All right, here we go. Quote, sucked my blood from an open scab without informing me she was about to do so. She considered herself a, quote, vampire. Why are women dangerous with sharp objects? Had a disagreement over bullying or buying her some new outfit dress thing, with the supposed victory going to me, with we didn't have the money right now, so we'll see next paycheck and compromise. About an hour later, while I was cooking dinner, she came up and apologized, then came in for a hug, which started nice and was somewhat affectionate, but ended with her pulling her arms away very quickly across my back. This was to have the two razor blades. She had sliced 2 deep slashes across my back. She ran away and locked herself in the bathroom. I called 911 and went and got stitches and all the medical things. I had insurance, thankfully. Obviously, the relationship ended thereafter.
You don't say.
Yeah, right. Looking back, like 15 years later, it's really strange as we were together for about 3 years and didn't have any major physical fights or altercations before that happened. It was so trivial with some massive escalation, but in the end, it taught me that yes, I can cut someone out of my life, figuratively.
She took it physically.
Yeah, dude, that's nuts.
That is
like when I was reading that, I was like, there's no way.
Sit there and slice them open. Have you seen the Netflix series, The American Dad or American Family?
No.
Where it's a whole documentary and it's all 100% true.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. That basically just one day, there's this family, 2 daughters. They're like toddlers. They're like, not toddlers. Okay, they're 5 and like 3 years old.
Yeah, okay.
Ridiculously young couple. And one day, one of the wife's friend decides to stop by the house because she was supposed to pick her up for class or whatnot, and the wife wasn't answering. And so, the friend, being a good neighbor, freaked out. Was like, yo, where are they at? Because like the kids should be here. It's a weekend. They're not at school. Like, she's not answering her phone. I've called her for the past hour. So she calls the husband. The husband comes back and he's freaking out. He's like, yo, where's my family? Things of that nature. So they call the cops. The cops show up. But basically, spoiler if you haven't watched it yet, the dad was having an affair a week before, and he wanted a clean slate. So his clean slate was to murder his wife, bring her out, whatever, basically choked her to death, and then take his 2 kids while his wife was dead in the back seat.
What?
To this, because he worked at some big, huge oil, whatever. So you know those big oil towers or something.
Yeah.
It looks like a water tower, kind of, but it's just full of oil and like gases or whatever.
Sure.
He murdered his wife at home, so he buries her next to one of these tanks, brings his 2 daughters up to the top of the tanks, drops them in.
What?
Shuts the door, leaves. Yeah.
That's
and
nuts.
pretends nothing happened. Pretends like, oh my gosh, I don't know where my family is. I'm like, Where are they? Acting like the victim, like they got kidnapped and murdered, when they did get kidnapped and murdered by him.
That's crazy.
I'm surprised you haven't heard about that.
No, I'll have to look it up.
It's a huge, long documentary. It's like 1 hour long. It is the most twisted and messed up thing in the world.
Okay. That's added to our strange
stories.
things to watch list.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's it's super short. It's literally just a sentence, and it's a joke.
God.
So this one's titled, seems normal enough. A girl licked my knee at a club. That was it.
Oh God. What in the world?
Like in what context do you have to be in? One
How does that get brought up?
clubbing to me sounds like just a sweaty nightmare.
Have you not been clubbing?
No.
Really?
I mean,
So
I've been to fraternity parties, but like I guess that's the closest thing.
But you've never been like downtown Buckhead, like bar
No.
hopping.
No.
Ah. See, I gotta sit there and think like, how does that get brought up? To lick my knee.
I don't think it's a brought up thing. I think just how stark that sentence is just how stark it happened. I think he found somebody licking his knee in a dive bar.
He's just chilling,
He's
having
like,
a drink with
"What
the
the
guys,
heck?"
and he's like, "Oh, it's something tickles." Whoa!
It's like there's a woman on my knee. And of all the places to pick to lick,
I am
like
a chick
a
magnet.
neck, your ear,
Yeah,
your knee. Odd, very odd.
The whole biting of the ear, the neck kissing, things that turn you.
Yeah,
This woman went in and was like,
those
you know
are
what? I'm
zones.
gonna try something new. Hey, girls, check this out. On
She-
her knee.
Yeah, her posse is like she's like one of those crazy. What are those like? Those guys that like peacock. It's called
Oh,
peacocking.
it's peacock. Yeah.
But those guys that like dress crazy and teach guys how to hit on girls
Oh,
and like you neg
pickup artists
you
or
neg
something
them
like
and
that.
like
Yes.
yeah. So
Yes.
it's just like that. So
Mystery method.
she's the girl. Yeah, mystery method.
Yeah.
Don't look it up, gentlemen. Mystery method. Look it up, mystery method.
It's actually it's good.
It's hilarious. And so she's the girl version of that. So she goes out and she's like, "All right, ladies, today's lesson is knee licking." And all of her people are like, "What? What knee licking? That doesn't make any sense." "Yeah, ladies, knee licking. Follow me."
Yeah.
What the heck?
See, the thing that bothers me about that is if there is a girl pickup artist, which I'm sure there is somewhere in the world, girls don't need to be pickup artists. They don't.
Yeah.
Girls have. This is getting slightly off topic. Girls have it so much easier to pick up guys, because I feel like guys are so much more willing to like not take any. Gosh, how do I word this?
No, I know exactly
Girls
what you're saying.
don't need the pickup lines. Girls don't need to have game. Girls just need to look decent, I guess, and it's up to the guy to go up to the girl.
I think we talked about this a little bit in our Tinder episode, but it's like the range a girl has. Like, so right after we did that episode, a friend of mine, Olivia, give her a little shout out, she texted me and said that her record for right swipes with an Insta match on Tinder was like 32.
That's nice.
So she just swipe, match, swipe, match, swipe, match, like 32 times in a row.
I think I've gone 32 times without getting a match swiping right.
Is that minimum? Like hundreds.
Yeah.
You just keep going. Going. There's no matches. So I think, that's a perfect example of there's a big shift in, I don't want to say it's a lower bar, but I want to say it's like guys are much more open. Like girls think guys have the high standard for girls.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's the other way around. Girls have the high standard for girls.
Mm-hmm.
So the only people who really care are girls. So like when girls get dressed up to go out, like you could wear sweatpants and not wear makeup and we can go out to a nice restaurant and
Yep.
like we don't care.
Yeah.
Who are you dressing up to impress?
Exactly.
Well, it's not me because I don't care. It's your Instagram fans.
Well, I've heard this before said by, YouTubers, whatever, or TikTokers. 'Cause that's all I
Charlie
seem to ever
D'Amelio?
watch. Yeah.
Renegade.
You're good at it.
Oh, thank you. I'm the next TikTok sensation.
What was I saying? Oh, that girls can fuck whoever they want. They pick. Basically,
Sure.
they go out. They pick who they want, who they would want to go out or go home with that night. But guys pick who we marry. So technically,
Interesting.
we get the last laugh per se.
Well, I guess
in a way.
I guess if you say it in the way of like,
Oh shoot, your fiance is like right there.
so no, let's say it this way, and I think she would totally agree with this, which is if
Oh, she's shaking her head no.
guys like girls can be like, I want to get married, but like ultimately if he doesn't get down on a knee and propose, it's
not happening.
It's not going to happen.
99% of the time it's the girl's not proposing.
Unless you're Chandler Bing and Monica from Friends.
Yeah.
did like a weird duo engagement on the
Yeah.
floor. That was odd. That episode, I don't know. For some reason, I felt that episode was a little cringy.
They're all
don't
very
know.
that one. Yeah.
But I love Friends, but I just thought that episode was a little strange. Okay, here's the next one. This title is That's Harassment. As a young teenager, this big girl would aggressively grope me every chance she got on the school bus. The bus driver wouldn't believe me because women don't do that and or guys want it. One day, I was walking back to my seat on the bus. She grabbed my crotch so hard it hurt and said, "You're not a real man until you split dark oak."
What?
She was a black girl, in case you didn't that pickup line didn't make sense. I started walking home or bumming rides after that.
You ain't a real man till you split. Oh man.
Oh man.
I don't know why it reminds me of this little funny pickup line that my friend told me. Is I like my women like I like my coffee, and everyone's like thought is what, black or like like
White, like a lot of creamy. Yeah.
No, hot and without everybody's dick in it. As if it was supposed to have any correlation or make sense. It's a stupid funny.
It's a good one. It's a good one. All right, what's yours? What do you got?
All right, so I got one. I didn't even read it, so it's the number one on this site. So it's got to be.
It's got to be good. It's got to be
and
juicy.
It's kind of long, so
right,
bear with my reading here. All right, I was 21. She was 24. Had a boy about 2 years old. She was basically normal. Had a good job. Took care of the kid. Okay. She sounds awful already.
Took the kid to the okay.
All right. She was kind of dim. She was kind of a dim bulb though. Not very bright. I was bored in a relationship. Wow, I can't read. I was bored in the relationship and really didn't want to become stepdad to this kid. So I ended it. Wow, I'm really bad at reading.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
You got
this. Is a lot of editing.
You got
this.
This
Is a lot
Mitchell.
of editing. I'm sorry, you guys.
No, this is all going in.
3rd grade reading level coming out. So I ended it. No problem. Run into her a month later or so at a bar, and we end up going back to her place for a night of sex. Next morning, she makes a cup of coffee and breakfast, and I go to school. Then she goes to work. I get incredibly sick on the way to school, throw up multiple times, make it to school still puking, find the nurse/medical office, and vaguely recall being loaded into an ambulance. Flash forward to the hospital. A doctor tells me I OD'd on an enormous amount of meth. Oh, wow. And had about 5 minutes left to live before they figured it out. Oh, by the way, there are some federal agents here to talk to you. Turns out she had planned this whole thing and decided that if she couldn't have me, no one can. She went to jail, but I got a reduced sentence for turning on the family member that was making and distributing meth.
What?
I gotta read that again, make sure I read it right. She went to jail, and I got a reduced sentence for turning on the family member that was making and distributing meth.
Wait, hold on.
So it's a Sweet Home Alabama thing.
Yeah. So wait, hold on. So why did he go to jail at all?
Incest.
Because he was spiked.
Incest.
Wait, what?
I got a reduced sentence for turning on a family member that was making and distributing meth.
No, turning on them like he turned them in. Dummy.
No, for turning on the family member.
No, turning on them like turn them in. He turned on the family member who was.
Then
making
why would
meth.
he get a reduced sentence for the meth, for taking meth?
No, he got a reduced. That's what I'm so confused by, because in the story he got spiked with meth.
Oh shoot! I completely read that wrong. That's just, I thought it was some sweet. He turned like a sister on that had a kid. And
Why would he get a reduced sentence for that?
No. Yeah, I screwed that up. Sorry, apologies.
No.
Maybe I need to stop reading these long ones. The short ones
People
I'm
are
good with.
screaming at their phones right now.
She went to jail, but she got a reduced sentence because she turned in the family member that was making the meth that she used to make him
Got it.
OD.
Okay, I was like, why would he go to jail at all?
Yeah, and then,
Wow, you butchered
I
that.
screwed that up. I thought it was funny near the end, and then it's stupid.
Dude, that was bad.
We know you can choose a lot of sites to read, but we want you to know that we're thankful that you chose this one. It's the ending because it was the first one. Man,
No, that's good.
I fucked that up.
That's okay. That's okay. Hey, let's do redemption right here. I'll read mine. Here we
Okay.
go. Okay, this one's just titled, "Oh shit." So just a classic one-liner, like something's going wrong. I actually don't remember what this is. She showed up at my apartment back in college. She knocked on the door, and I didn't answer. It was late. I was tired. I didn't invite her over. She kept knocking louder and louder. The police arrived and asked her to leave. She left and showed back up about 5 minutes later. She knocked some more and finally gave up. The next morning, I found a human turd on my doormat.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit, dude.
Oh, man.
There's poop. There's dookie on my doorstep.
Do girls poop, though? That's the thing.
Oh.
I don't think they do.
I think she paid her guy friend.
It had to.
Had to,
because girls don't do that.
Girls don't poop.
No, they don't.
They don't. Although they only start pooping. I think you
When you're married.
When you're engaged and getting married.
Yeah. No.
Because
I heard that. Yeah. For whatever reason, like some type of hormone gets
released.
Yeah.
A switch happens, and it's very relieving.
Yeah.
So like
it is.
for girls who aren't engaged, you guys are missing out. I'm telling you, like you could be having the poops of your life.
It's that excitement when you get engaged that releases it. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I can finally release all that's been trapped.
Yeah.
It's like a demon coming out. Although I do have to say, I know that's true because Ellie drops some fat logs, man. I mean, they are like straight bricks. And she takes pictures and shows me. So I have evidence. I have incriminating evidence on my phone of these fat logs.
Oh,
so
this is great. I don't want to see the pictures.
it's good stuff.
Please
It's
don't
good
show
stuff. Okay, we are going to take a quick break, and we are going to talk to you right after this quick message. We just wanted to take a quick second to remind y'all and everyone who is listening or watching on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. That's pretty cool. But we wanted to remind you that we started a website.
We are officially online as mancardpodcast.com.
But yeah, we are officially on the line. So if you want to check it out, you can reach out to us through the website, subscribe through the website, watch our most recent episodes, link to YouTube. You can do everything from that website. Well, you can't order food. Not yet.
We'll get Grubhub attached somehow.
But we are actually wearing our merch right now. If you're not watching on YouTube, go over to YouTube, check it out. We're wearing our merch. We don't have it on the store yet, but we're trying to figure out a good partnership and what that's going to look like in the future. So
I'm telling you, it's nice. It's comfy.
It's comfy.
It's very comfy.
So we will keep you on the loop, but go check out mancardpodcast.com. And right back to the show. Okay, here we go. This one's just called
very weird.
Very weird. I think I skipped this one. All right. I was at a pub with some friends, and one of them left a scarf at a now packed table. She was feeling socially awkward and asked me to go get it, which, classic. I thought, no big deal. I'll get it and show her there's nothing to be worried about. I asked a woman in her early 20s, I was 18, if she could pass me the scarf. She got up, walked over to me, wrapped it around my neck, and proceeded to choke me with it, really going for it. Her hands were shaking from the force she was putting into the two ends of the scarf. The pub was packed, but everyone just stood there, not exactly sure of what was happening, myself included. After what felt like ages, two guys pulled her back to the table. They were looking at me worried, shaking their heads with faces like, we had no idea. Everyone around the table clearly knew her and was shocked by her behavior. I can't help but think how differently this would have played out if the genders were reversed. If a man did that to a woman in a crowded pub, he'd get thrown out and the police would be called. What a killer story. And it's true, too. Like, that's just nuts. Like I think...
There's your gender roles right there.
I think it's two things playing into it. I think there's like the idea that, like, women, I feel like women get away with a lot more in that way, for sure. Because men are, like, super vilified in today's time, which... I don't think is right or wrong. I think people should be held accountable, not genders. But at the same time, I think there's totally like a level of like pretty people get away with so much stuff.
Yeah. There's a social experiment on YouTube that they did that a guy was being kind of physically abusive out in public to his girlfriend, and immediately people stepped in. Yeah. Guys were stepping in, hey, don't touch her. That what are you doing? Are you crazy?
Well, yeah, because if they defend her, then maybe they have a chance.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. God forbid they're just being a good Samaritan.
Yeah, right.
But they flipped it to where the girl was doing it. Girl was smacking the boyfriend, screaming, like throwing a tantrum, hitting like beating him basically out in public, and people were laughing. Like guys would walk by and be like, "Oh, look at that guy."
I bet other girls would walk by and be like, "Get it, girlfriend."
Yeah, exactly. It's completely switched.
Hey, suck it up, man.
Yeah.
Hey, suck it up.
Yeah.
Hey, what'd you do wrong? Suck it up.
Did you get beat up by a girl?
You got beat up by a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I don't think is right or wrong. I just
He
think
probably
it's
deserved it. He probably cheated in her dream.
It's true. It's true. Okay, so I got another one here. I keep reading them and remembering like they're good. All right, this one's called Cougar Town. So my 21st birthday, coworker took me out for drinks. His girlfriend came along. I used to work with her. Her boyfriend got me into his company after I got laid off. I vomited so much in her bathroom toilet, they went to bed. I woke up several times on her living room couch with her hand up the back of my shirt rubbing my back.
Oh.
She noticed I was awake, then go back to bed. Then come back a few minutes later. They broke up, and he told me how much she wanted to fuck me. What? Oh, they were both old enough to be my parents, by the way. What?
MILF alert.
MILF alert! But that's the thing, it doesn't go into whether or not she was hot.
See, these stories need to go in more detail.
I know.
Now I just sit there with my imagination thinking, well, did you?
Well, apparently not. Well, maybe after they broke up, came back later.
Maybe.
Maybe she texted him and was like, "Hey, what's up? What's up, baby boy?
Oh boy.
What's up,
I don't even know
son?"
how you get in a situation like that.
Yeah, how does that even happen? Well, okay, so I actually do have a personal story. It plays kind of right into this, which is my best friend's older brother.
I don't have an older brother.
What?
I don't have an older brother.
Ah, you wish. Yeah. You freaking wish. No, my childhood friend's older brother. He's a musician, lives up in Nashville now, but when he was living at home, they lived like down the street from me, not in the neighborhood, but just down the way. And there's a bar downtown Roswell that he would usually go play at. And so his family was there, and they invited me like, "Hey, come watch." I was like, "Yeah, great, let's go." So I went, hung out with his family and was there for his whole set, right? Which is all night. We were buying drinks all night. We were getting, food from the bar. Everything was great. And my Evans and I were just sitting there, and we were watching the people in the bar. And you kind of get the feel of like, people come in, they eat, they drink, they listen, and then they leave, and then a new party usually comes in. So since we were there the whole night, we got a really good taste for who was coming and who was going. Now there was this two-top, right, of two ladies, late 30s, early 40s, right? And they were there from before they set up, and they were there all night long. Like they were sitting there, and they were getting more and more drinks, sure, but like they were there all night long. And it's not like they were super talking or anything. So like they were just watching him play. They would get up and like dance in front of him, like with the group, like with everybody who was there. So it was like, it wasn't like weird, but it only got weird after they finished, right? They were like, "We're done for the night, see you later," whatever. They're closing up their tip box, all this stuff. And they came up to him, after everybody had kind of dispersed a little bit. And they said, hey, how's it going? And I was like right next to him and was listening. And he was like, yeah, it's good. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. And she was like, yeah, we tipped you. And he was like, I super appreciate it. Thank you so much. Like, that's great. I appreciate the support. And they were like, how old are you guys?
No, I like how you're talking, right?
And
so how old are you?
Yeah, no, it's exactly like verbatim. You can ask Evans, like straight up. And he was like, here we're, 20, whatever, 26, 27, whatever. And they were like, oh, not too young.
Oh.
And so then it started to go down the train of like, because there's a bar right next door called Mac McGee's. And so they were like, hey, you want to go, get some drinks at Mac McGee's with us? And of course they're very good looking gentlemen, the drummer and Hill. Oh, shoot. Hill Elliott, go look him up. He's great. Anyway, Hill. And he was like, yeah. Sure. So they were like, let's just go get free drinks off these chicks and then blow out of there,
Mm-hmm.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But then, they packed up all their stuff, got in the truck, and we're like, floor, go. So they're like, get out of there. Because it was going to end up turning into a situation where it was like, what comes next? Like, you guys, your kids are at home, and you're hitting on us in a bar. Like,
Just saying that's
it just gets
that's
weird.
some boys' fantasy though. Some guys fantasize
For sure.
about that.
I
big
don't.
time.
I don't disagree. But I think the problem was, I don't know if they were divorced.
That's true too.
So, like,
you don't want to
you don't
come
know
home with
anything.
a shotgun in your face.
Yeah. So like, it comes down to like, are these guys or are these ladies, like, what are their intentions? Like, it could turn into one of these stories.
Yeah.
If they had gone with him and like we showed up and then he had razor blades on my back or something, like
It was a dude.
it was a dude, it was a guy. I don't know. No, they were definitely ladies, but like, I don't know. Like, she was wearing a ring, but maybe she was divorced. Definitely old enough to have kids at home. Like, very strange. But that's my personal story.
Yeah, my personal story that I mentioned is it's kind of long, but
We got time.
it is absolutely it's like it's a mind it screws with your mind a little bit. So basically, one of my closest friends falls hard real quick. Any girl he dates falls hard.
Okay.
And he's a guy that he goes out, he'll party, social. He's not a goody, I guess you could say. He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
But not in like meaning like he's a dick. He's just,
He's just a bad boy.
not the best reputation, I guess. But he ends up, starting dating this girl. And this girl is a church girl. She is,
I want a girl who reads her Bible.
Exactly. She is God's daughter sent down from heaven, basically, on paper.
In every way, like,
On paper,
gorgeous,
in the way
or like,
I'm not going to get into that part. Anyway. But just starting from the beginning, this is back when I was dating my ex Lexi, and we do double dates. He's my friend, so we figured let's go on a double date. I haven't really met this girlfriend yet.
Yeah.
And we get to talking, and I know my friend very well because I've known him for 8 years, and they start talking about a future together. Of course, like I said, those women, they just start picturing futures.
Right.
And she's talking about oh, I want to be a foster parent, have like 15 kids in the house all the time. And I'm looking at my friend because there's no way in hell my friend is having 15 kids in the house, and he's agreeing. It's like, yeah, I can't wait to be like, a dad to so many people. I'm sitting here like, all right, this is
You want a village?
You're just trying to, please her. Whatever. I let it go slip through my mind. Maybe he's just trying to get laid.
Yeah.
Whatever. And basically just little things, and you're like, okay, she just has really good intentions, but she's a little over the top. Fast forward a little while, my friend ends up having sex with her.
Okay.
And taking, I believe, her virginity.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
her beautiful flower.
Her beautiful flower. And so, typically when you do, I guess, with
Do
a
the
girl,
nasty?
they get attached. That's we talked about it on a podcast.
We
before.
did. We have.
Girls get attached at that. Guys usually get attached to the wife when they have kids.
Yes.
For whatever, that's some weird bond thing. So anyway, she got super attached. Fast forward a couple more months, things start going south. He breaks up with her, and it gets. This is where it just gets. The little demon in her comes out, and it is absolutely crazy. They break up. About a month passes. Of course, she's messaging him every day. Typical ex crazy stuff. That's not the worst part by any means.
Okay.
We go to a gym called Lifetime. You know what Lifetime is.
I do. I love Lifetime.
And my friend decided to take a new girl on a date there, thinking, we'll just go shoot hoops because this girl used to play basketball. It's cool, whatever. So he shows up. He's playing basketball with this girl that he's on a date with, and his ex shows up. His ex storms right into the basketball court, starts screaming, starts slapping him, everything, cursing him out, whatever. And so, that happens. He finally gets her away. He finishes his date with this girl.
I'm surprised he was able to finish that
Yeah,
date.
well, they never talked again.
Oh, okay.
And he understood. He's like, what am I got a crazy ex, chasing me in the gym. So anyway, another thing happens where he's at the gym again, and she shows up. And he's not with another girl.
Yeah.
But she starts going at him. She starts screaming at him, starts yelling at him. Basically, anytime she sees him, she goes off. And chases him out into the parking lot. My friend gets in his truck, because he has a truck at the time, and he's leaving. He's like, yo, I got to get out of here. This girl is literally like screaming, throwing things at me. She gets in her car and follows him and chases him. And so he goes up 92, and he turns onto a road to go to his house, and he gets stopped at a stoplight. She gets out of her car from behind, starts screaming, running up, banging on his window, screaming crazy things like, I'm pregnant. You got me pregnant. You took my virginity, and we're going to have a kid together. And yeah, absolutely ridiculous things. And so a little bit more time passes by. she shows up at his house a couple times, same thing, screaming pregnancy, and that is her gimmick. She is like, I am pregnant. You have got me pregnant. We're in this together. I'm not getting an abortion.
It's like, bitch, you lost weight.
Oh, you run faster. You ran fast after my car. There's no way.
There's no way.
But it ended up starting to become psychological because they shared the same YouTube account. He let her log in because they did YouTube TV or whatever together.
Oh, no.
And so the way she would screw with his mind, because he didn't believe that she was pregnant, but it was so early on that you couldn't tell. And she kept sending pictures of pregnancy tests.
She would start watching.
She started watching videos on his YouTube account of, oh, what is morning sickness? How do you get rid of a pregnancy? How do you become a good mother? How do you become a good single mother if the father doesn't want you? And so anytime he went onto YouTube
No way.
and typed anything to search, there's 1,000 videos that's like how to be a dad, how bad's an abortion, what do you do to be a single father? And like that went on for a while. They messaged each other. She said the same thing that I read that very first one. You better find God or I'll murder you. She didn't say murder. She wasn't going to kill him, I hope. But she was saying things
He's still living, right?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so not yet.
So she basically was just saying things like, I don't see the God of light in you at all. I hope you go to hell. I hope the demons come and take you away and you're Satan himself, things like that. But
Oh my gosh.
this girl was freaking crazy. Absolutely absurd. And I'm telling you, when I first met her, she was like a little holy angel, little read my Bible, a little over the top that way, and it flipped.
That's so
Absolutely
interesting.
Flipped, and I don't know how he did that, but he did that.
I do have to say, like, coming from the perspective of like in high school, like I was like church boy. I was like Bible boy.
Yeah.
And so like if you sinned, shunned. Like if, like, oh no.
Heisman Trophy.
Yep. Oh, get out of here with that
arm, yeah.
with that gross kissing.
Yeah.
Oop, holding hands, disgusting. But no, I was like a super judgy Christian. Like that's just kind of like you go through that phase, and that sounds to me like the pendulum swings so fast.
Yeah.
So like when it sounded like she was overcompensating.
It hits extremes real quickly.
Yeah. So like when you're not confident in your faith, what do? You go to the extreme of like, I have to look like I'm totally in my faith 110% all the time to everybody, every second. I'm going to adopt all these African kids. I'm going to adopt all these, Eastern European kids. I'm going to adopt all these South American kids. I'm going to be amazing. Oh, yeah, whatever. And so there's that. And then I think her whole world came crashing down when she ended up hooking up with your friend and realizing like, I'm not living up to my own standard. And by the way, all of our own standards of what we should live up to in life, you're always gonna fail.
Yeah.
Like your own standards are always so bad. But that's the thing is God's standards are always better than your standards. But His grace is better than any grace you could give yourself. So there's that little sidebar. But I think that just swung way far back.
Oh yeah, she
just
popped off.
She didn't know how to handle it.
Off. There was even one incident, like I said, it showed up at our house. I was on the phone with my friend as he was arriving home, and he's like, "Mitchell, she's here." Like, and this is like a month later, and we know exactly who he's talking.
Mitchell, code red, crazy chicks here.
And I'm not taking it serious because I mean it's just she's just being crazy, and so I was like, yo. Stay in your car, keep the phone on. I want to listen to this. And so I got to listen to the whole conversation. She was crazy. That thing
nuts.
she was saying was nuts.
That's nuts. Yeah, I think that's happened to me too. I think we all mess up in life. And we'll go into my old story in another podcast once people, I don't know, don't hate me. I don't know. People are always going to hate you in life. And it ended up happening. It's like the girl I was dating had idealized her Christian self so hard that when that wasn't living up to it, or like who she was dating, me, wasn't living up to her ideal or whatever, it just really came far crashing down. And so tried to get me kicked out of school, like tried to accuse me of sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And it was like nuts, dude.
We
nuts.
should dive into that sometime.
We should.
Granted, we get approval from
the fiancé.
we can go into can go into X stories.
Looks like we have approval.
We have approval. So
yeah,
maybe next podcast we go into, because I know you have your X story, I have mine. We never dug deep into either of ours, and maybe that's something.
I think we need to do a podcast for each, just because mine's friggin' nuts, dude. Like,
and I got 5 years worth, so maybe we'll just Noah's X. Mitchell's ex. Yeah, and mine's not as crazy. Mine's not whatever, but a lot happened.
No, that's the thing, is it's individually crazy.
Yeah,
I think like things happen that to you are just like world bending, and that's why I've had to come to terms with a lot of like perspective issues that I have, which is like of course, I think my issues are like pinnacle issues. Like they're issues that need to be solved, that they're intense and are huge problem things that need to have resolutions. But when I see other people that are having struggles or like issues or like whatever, in my mind, I don't see those issues as high priority, not because I think my issues are better, but I think those issues aren't as legitimate. And so that's a thing that I've had to wrestle with for sure, which is like even reading these stories, like, oh, I'm glad that wasn't me. You know, it's you kind of in a way, like your mind kind of goes to trivialize other situations as almost a coping mechanism in a way. I don't know. It's a weird complex for sure. Well, that sounds like a good place to end.
That was a great place to start. We started off funny. Again, we got, you know, a little on the juicy stuff, and then at the end, you know,
wrapped it all up. Nice bow. Here you go. There you go.
Enjoy.
Well, that was this episode of Man Card Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. If you get the chance, share it around. Once again, we have our new website up. It's mancardpodcast.com. Oh, that was good.
.com.
Yeah, so mancardpodcast.com. Look it up. We're on there. We've got our newest episodes on there every single week. We've got a donate portion. We don't get paid to do this, so
not at all.
If you want to support us, get a shout out, feel free. You're more than welcome. Definitely don't feel pressure to do that, but send us an email, mancardpod@gmail.com. And
our last little thing I'll say, our social media is about to blow up.
Yes,
because I am no longer doing it.
Yes,
so it's going to blow up. We got the lovely fiance doing it.
Yeah, my fiance took it over. She saw us floundering in the social media department, so
she literally said, "You have 50 followers." Oh, we're changing that.
So yep, she has stepped up and taken over, which is such a blessing because she's good at that. But Mancard Podcast on Instagram and Facebook, so feel free to engage with us there. Send us questions, comments, concerns, stories. We'll read your story on air.
Maybe we do some fan stories.
Yeah, once we get fans.
I'm sure there's some crazy. Send them.
Yeah,
send them.
Send crazy stories, or if you're friends of ours, text us. We'll have you on the show, and we can talk about it.
Actually, I encourage you. Why don't the females send some crazy guy ones, and we'll do a guy one.
Well,
we'll have a girl read them or something.
Yeah, we'll do a guy reacts to girl stories.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will see you next time on Man Card.